I don't trust Arteta. I don't trust Arsenal players.
Yeah, they lie. Those people lie like their life depends on it. Anyone might think Gabriel will not play this
only
three
to see him,
matches.
only to see him on Sunday
You might see him on Sunday.
against
So
Spurs.
until you see the Arsenal lineup, you don't trust those people.
Because Gabriel, the same thing. We saw
Yeah.
he got out with an injury. They're saying it's for until maybe January. That's what they say.
They
But
lie.
still, I'm not believing it until
Yeah.
I see the lineup. Also, Caliaforie, but they never said for how long he'll be out.
And for those who are doubting Chelsea, we just want to tell you that in few years to come, 2 to 3 years to come, when you'll be dominating football in Europe, you'll be wondering how. You've been mocking us, saying we are signing every kid available. We are just going in the street and signing anything. But soon you will see what we are doing.
Okay.
Our project is starting to bear fruits slowly by slowly. It's not really instant, but slowly by slowly, anyone with eyes is seeing what Chelsea is trying to achieve. Yeah, sure. He should be very thankful. Last season, Liverpool didn't support him in the transfer market because I don't think they would have even finished top 5.
Okay.
With if he came in and he brought new players immediately, they would have really suffered. Now they are suffering, but they have a chance to turn this around if he brings in the balance they need. Like in that midfield, I think he needs to really try to find a way how he can use Reeds, because we've seen Reeds is a really great player who really just needs to be used properly.
Okay.
Yeah. For the league leaders, Arsenal, they really need to be worried about them because they are getting that form. And we know when City sniffs the title like this, my friend, they will not leave it.
It's hard for them to leave it gone. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And Burnley versus Chelsea, this is an early kickoff. That's really, we might get a draw if it's really a great match because we really struggle against Burnley.
Okay.
And it's away at Turf Moor Stadium. I don't see anything really positive about that match. We might lose, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not confident with that match.
I've been doing this month for the last 2 months. I've been doing this month. The months are not passing.
If he is the one who decided to sell Mbuemo, he will perform for us.
Hello guys, welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. Very nice and easy kind of weekend. Back on location after kind of a while on the road. And then who else joined me? The Chelsea guy after a very nice kind of international break. Man like Mike, what's up, G?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, how have you been?
I've been great.
Okay.
Thanks to God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really great to be here once again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, man. Where should we start, man? The international, unfortunately, this was the worst 2 weeks of any football fan, man.
Sure. The international break, it means for us, club football fans, lovers, we really suffer because most of the time you have to follow up national teams where different players from your club are playing. So you don't really enjoy that much.
Okay.
And sometimes the matches are playing different timing. You can't follow them up really well. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Talking about the international break, it has been a bad one for us as the Kenyan team.
Yeah, really. We were really humbled very much.
Hey, is that being humble or over humbled?
That was really humbling. We didn't try anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we just what we really tried is just we boarded the flight and went there. Then gave them 8 goals.
Hey man, I was saying the updates. It was like, this team, what is it deciding? What first half it was already, I think 4 or 5 goals already.
It was already 5 goals.
First
I think by the 30th minute.
And after that, I said I'm not watching it again. I was just checking the updates on in and out. I was like, hey.
Yeah, but that shows the quality about with our teams. You see, like Kenya and Senegal, you can see the margin in quality. You see, Senegal, they have really great superstars playing abroad. Most of them, like we have Jackson, we have Mane, we have a lot of really great talents from Senegal who are playing abroad. unlike us Kenyans, who we have very few, and those few are not really playing most competitive leagues in the world.
Okay.
So that a gap in depth in your talent, it's really a very big issue with us. We
Okay.
really need to work harder to get to such levels. This showing that it's just showing us that we really need to try to work harder and do better, so that we can at least come to such levels as those teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. But at least it's a good challenge for the boys.
Yeah,
After
it was-
CAF, they thought they played according to them. Okay, not they thought they played a better game. Well, it was on a different level kind of teams. Now when we upscale upside, because that's if you want to proceed in the champions kind of leagues like the CAF, the AFCONs, you need to play so the big teams like the Senegals, the Egypts. That's a good place to rank yourself and to know where you're gonna be in the next kind of games. It's at least it's a good competition to make you see where. But I was saying it's a friendly. I'm expecting not that kind of margin. But it being football, sometimes it's never on your side. So we concede 8 goals, which is not a good thing, but it's fine for the boys. Kudos, at least it was a good experience. At least we are growing from there. I think it should be a stepping stone from there.
That should be a learning point for us.
Yeah. Okay, man. On that side, it was I saw it. I think 4 hours ago. FIFA removed the picture, the first picture of the World Cup victories. Where Cristiano Ronaldo was the one there, and then they replaced it with Bruno Fernandes on the Portugal team. What's your thoughts there? Do you think there's something cooking, or they just need to get the numbers, or just promote something in and out?
I think for those people, I think the people who really notice that are people who really stay online like they are always online.
Okay.
You see, for me, I didn't notice it. I just saw it online. Someone who complained, the official FIFA handle has already produced a picture, but there is no Ronaldo in it. How come?
Okay.
Of all the talents who have already qualified for the World Cup. And I was like, it's not a big deal. But when it caught that attention, it caught a lot of attention that even the FIFA, the page, it brought down the picture and then redid the picture. So I think it's just unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a picture. We know he is already qualified.
Yeah.
So should he only be included? And for starters, you see like Ronaldo and Messi, maybe this is their last time we will see them in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So if FIFA is putting their new faces, it means they are phasing out the older talents. They are giving these new kids their time to shine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Portugal, first game they played, they were beaten 2 goals. The other one they played against Armenia. Hey, it was another Galo.
Yeah.
9 goals. A hat-trick from Bruno, a hat-trick from us. The other guy. Is it Jao? The youngster. There's another.
Yeah, Felix.
Yeah, there's another guy from them. Also, they scored a hat-trick. And it was a good sight to see that kind of big margin when it scores for team to qualify. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. For a qualification match, for you to score such a lot of goals, it really means you are very strong against your opponent, because for that was a qualification match. If they lost, they are out. If they win, they are in. So, but they put all their work together, and they went in so very hard to cement that qualification spot in the World Cup. So it was really great. And for us Kenyans, we lost in a friendly match, but Armenia really lost in the qualification match. So we think they lost they lost with the bigger margin, and they lost the bigger match than us. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
They should really need to learn also from there.
from the counterpart.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. England also. Hey, it's one of the team which has qualified also with the 100% record of not conceding even a single goal.
And they have won all their matches, I think. Yeah.
Man, you saw Harry Kane at that game. He's another thing. Foden is there was another. I saw there's another, the English media.
Yeah.
Now there's everybody supporting his own, and it's eating its own. Because let's come to it. Everybody, if you are listening, the commentators, they were all about it. It's all about Foden, how the pass was super. But on my side, I was like, did you see what Eze did? Also, that one was a better goal, was a better finisher as compared to the pass which Foden gave. But I don't know, where do you stand? Because for me, it's like if you're giving credits, give credits equally to both the players. And if you want to go above, then I think because let's say if Foden gave the pass and Eze never scored, they couldn't even say it was a better it was a better pass. But if Eze scored and it was a pass from, because everybody says it was a good goal, but also the assist from the guy, it was a better one. But I don't know what's the with the English media when it comes to these players of their own.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with the England football team, I think, is their media. For some time, for a very long time, we saw even when Tuchel was hired, they really complained that England should never be coached by a foreigner. You see, I really I don't understand how English people see themselves. They see themselves as some kind of special human beings, which is really not good. And for that Foden goal, Foden assist, I think they were just trying to remove the attention from the goal so that they can give their fellow. They gave Foden, because like Foden recently, he has been really receiving a lot of criticism from rival fans, who've been saying that this guy, he's always in the team, but he does really little. From about 2 years ago, or from last year, he was really a missile in his performances. That rival fans have always been against him. So I think the English media is trying to protect him also from such a missile performances which he has been having. And you see, like he has had, I think, he has had really quite a number of caps for England, but his goals are really not that good. So when he gives such an assist, you'll see like the English media will try to give him a lot of attention, trying to remind people that he is also good. And which is really bad, because you are denying the attention to someone who did the bigger work, and giving someone, he assisted. An assist is really great, but who scored the goal should get a lot of credit, because scoring a goal is not that easy. Yeah.
Estevão and the Brazil team. This guy cannot stop scoring.
we actually warned people last season. I was warning people in the group, like George. George really thought we were joking when we were warning people last season that we are signing a great wonder kid who will be coming in this season. And since he stepped foot in England, he has really been performing well. Despite the minimum minutes he's been having, when he comes on the pitch, you'll see his impact. Like the games the game he came on against Liverpool, everyone thought that was a draw until Estevão came in, and within few minutes he had already scored. And then the game against Karabakh in the UCL, also we were down by 2-1, I think.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, we were in the dying minutes of the match, and then he was subbed on. Instant impact, we scored, you see. So that's the talent we've really signed, and we are really still signing a lot of young talents. And for those who are doubting Chelsea, we just want to tell you that in few years to come, 2 to 3 years to come, when we'll be dominating football in Europe, you'll be wondering how. You've been mocking us, saying we are signing every kid available. We are just going in the street and signing anything. But soon you will see what we are doing. Our project is starting to bear fruits slowly by slowly. It's not really instant, but slowly by slowly, anyone with eyes is seeing what Chelsea is trying to achieve. And that's really great, because even Todd Bowley had an interview like 3 days ago, and he promised everyone that the Chelsea project is really not just about 2 or 3 years. This is a project for the future. Whereby at the moment also they're negotiating to buy Santos from Brazil. They are and if we buy Santos in Brazil, bro, I don't think you'll ever get any South American talent. If you're another team, Chelsea will own South American talent and Europe. So it will be really hard, and that will be a great move from our club to do that. We'll be owning like Strasbourg in France, Chelsea in England and Santos in Brazil.
Okay.
So if we get those young talents, they won't really start for Chelsea immediately. We'll get them those loan moves in Strasbourg or Santos.
Okay.
So if we get a South African talent, like we've signed a wonder kid recently, a few days ago, we beat Liverpool to sign Daniel, a very promising centre back from Ecuador.
Okay.
He's only 18, 17, I think. He'll be joining next season also.
Okay.
So that's the model of the Chelsea new ownership. They are buying raw talent, expecting them to blow up in future.
Okay.
And this is actually, it's bearing fruits slowly by slowly.
Okay.
And you see, like Chelsea, they have really, they have refused, they are not signing anyone above 25 years. You see, the oldest player we have is Tosin. And
I think James also.
Tosin and James is from our academy. So
okay.
he rose through he rose through the ranks.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the thing. We've been complaining. Okay, we don't have any experience, but unfortunately, this is their model of
place.
So yeah.
Okay.
So their model is buying young and develop.
Okay.
They are not going to buy already made.
I think that's the same thing which somebody like Ferguson and this guy from Arsenal. What's the name?
Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger. That's the model, I think, because if you check the players which Manchester United, most of the players they used to play for the team for around 5 years.
Yeah.
Which for me it's a long period for a coach to get the maximum of the player.
Yeah.
You know, buy them young, build them slowly, and then they'll for a long while you're gonna win so many trophies. Yeah. Just by growing the players which you're having, which I think for me, as a short term, it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But a kind of long stretch, it's something that it's worth it to go the move that way.
Yeah. So and then you see, like we're coming back to Estevão. We've seen him, and we are saying that unfortunately they have not played together with Palma.
Okay.
When they play together with Palma, I think teams really need to be. They'll be on their knees begging us not to score more goals. We are going to be unstoppable.
Okay,
Tuchel actually said we will be the team that no one will want to play against.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he didn't see that out, but that his vision will be actualized by the new Maresca or whoever will be there.
Okay.
But I think Maresca, for the time being, we see he is really a great guy who can work with young talents, and the way he develops them and the way he manages the players like James. Now James, at the moment we have seen, it's like 1 year. James has not been injured even a single day.
Okay.
He's played like a year of football, and which was really hard for him previously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Other side of this, have you said Palma, man? Unfortunately, we saw him again also.
Yeah.
He'll be out for an injury. I don't know, man. This Palma this season, what's up with him, man? The injuries are up, and it's like after this he gets another one. After this he gets another one. I don't know what's up with him.
I think they're just trying to manage him because we are going into a very intense fixture. We have 3 intense fixtures. Like tomorrow we'll be starting with Burnley, and it's away. And Burnley against Chelsea, we've really been suffering against such low blocks. And the next game will be on Tuesday against Barcelona. You see,
yeah.
And then from there we traveled. Arsenal traveled to Stamford Bridge.
Another derby.
Those are really intense matches.
Okay.
Which we cannot just throw in a player who has been from injury immediately. Okay. Palma's been having an injury. So I think that's just a way to protect him and not to rush him back, so that when you can rush him back immediately and then he gets another injury which will derail him also.
Okay. Yeah, talking about injuries, international breaks always. Nobody likes international breaks because of the things it brings.
Yeah.
Like now this season for Arsenal, I don't know. I don't trust Arteta. I don't trust Arsenal players.
Yeah, they lie. Those people lie like their life depends on it. Anyone might think Gabriel will not play this
only
3 matches.
Only to see him on Sunday.
You might see him on Sunday
against Spurs.
Until you see the Arsenal lineup, you don't trust those people.
Because Gabriel, the same thing. We saw
Yeah.
he got out with an injury. They're saying it's for until maybe January. That's what they say.
They
But
lied.
still, I'm not believing it until
Yeah.
I see the lineup. Also, Caliaforie, but they never said for how long he'll be out.
Caliaforie, I think he was. They said he'll be ready for the North London derby, and you just came from Italy come the previous day, so it's really confusing with Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Another bad investment, Nigeria.
Yeah.
One of the team which is out of the World Cup. I don't know what's happening with their team, and they have good players, but it's not going down well with them. I don't know what's wrong with their side.
I think Nigeria is also just like Kenya. You see, like it's about leadership. I think
But if you see their players, what's up, man? They this guy, what's the name?
Osimhen.
Yeah, he scored like
Lookman.
3 goals. They have big players, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up. Is it players that don't want to play for the badge, or is it maybe the national kind of body? It's not up with it's not on good terms with the players, or is it the coach? I don't understand it. What's in between there?
I think Nigeria, we can see they have been really going down for quite some time. They used to be called the Giants of Africa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are not it like before,
Mhm.
because they were the most feared African team previously. But at the moment, I think even Kenya, we could just want to play Nigeria anytime. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's just a matter of leadership and motivation to the players. However good talent you have, and the leadership is not there, I don't think it can work.
Paul Pogba, I saw the news.
Yeah.
He'll be available again to play on this weekend as a Monaco player. I mean, after 26 months. What it's for me? Okay. If what it said, he did it unknowingly. For me, it was a bad judgment for the board for giving him that long kind of period without playing. But also, you know, it's things that he should be. It should be things that he should be not to maybe make himself near there. But according to his explanation, he never knew while he was using it. So I'll give him the benefit of doubt because of that. But also on the other side, man, it's good to see, because you know Pogba, man. Well, there was a prime season when Pogba was in Manchester United. Hey, he's a very great player.
Yeah.
To see him play and then see him back to the pitch doing his thing, man. I wish him well, and I hope he'll be back to the form which Pogba we know him of. You know.
Yeah, I know. I think, you know, these are professionals, and they really undergo a lot of medical tests. So I don't think any professional can take something that can jeopardize his health just knowingly. You can't do that. You can't risk your career for such they call them the additives in your boosters. I think to boost your energies. I don't think you will do that knowingly.
Okay.
Because they undergo a lot of tests I think after every week or whatever.
Okay.
There is that time frame they undergo medical test to test your blood, whatever. You see. So I don't think any profession can do that knowingly.
Okay.
I think they are personal trainers. These are the people who mess them up.
Okay.
Like Mudryk also. We have Mudryk also, who we don't even understand his ban. We don't even know when he will be back. His case has never even been heard, you see.
Okay.
So it's really unfortunate that such things happens to profession. No one, I wouldn't, even personally, I don't think I will do such a thing knowingly. I will undergo a medical test, which I will fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you fail, you know the repercussions.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think that's the same thing you're saying. It's if I know that.
I think someone tries to jeopardize their careers like that.
Okay.
Maybe someone mix those additives in their boosters. I think something like that.
Okay.
Because I know.
No. Okay. The World Cup teams which have already qualified now. We knew Canada, Mexico, US because they're the host. Those one was already there. So Japan joins the team. New Zealand joins the team. Iran joins the team. Argentina, Uzbekistan, South Korea, Jordan, Australia, Brazil, Ecuador, Uruguay, Colombia, Paraguay, Monaco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, South Africa, England. We have Saudi Arabia, Ivory Coast, Senegal, France, Croatia, Portugal, Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Belgium, Spain, New Zealand, Australia, Scotland, Panama. What's this other team? Goraco, and then there's Haiti. But there's some few teams which are waiting to be played, like one from Africa, I saw. There's a playoff which should be played. There's one from Asia, I think, also. So what's your thoughts? Which team do you think, what's the vibe you're getting from these qualified teams already now?
It's really early to have even a prediction in your head.
Okay.
Because we don't know even the group stages, how they'll be formulated. We'll have to see once the table comes out, which team is in which group. That one you can have a little picture of what you can expect. At the moment, all the great teams have already qualified, and we really expect, because it will be a very long tournament this time round. Yeah, we really expect some entertaining football with a lot of talents upcoming, like we are seeing in different leagues. So this will be Yamal's first World Cup. This will be Estevão's first World Cup. We see those emerging kids, like we will really hope it will be really entertaining, and with more matches to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. On the week, the CAF Awards happen, 2025 happens. Man, what's your thoughts? Hakimi being crowned African Player of the Year, man. I don't know. What's it? How will I put it? What does Salah needs to do much than what he does to win these trophies? I don't know. What is it missing for him to win this trophy?
I think you can see also for African, you can see Salah, Egypt. I think they don't really do well.
Okay.
And I think they've just qualified for World Cup after how many years?
Maybe 24. Is it as 2014? I think so.
Yeah, you see, this is the first time they are qualified for World Cup. And then in the AFCON, you saw what they did.
Okay.
And also Salah, during the international in his international career, is not that clutch like for club career.
Okay.
So that one really, and then for Hakimi, we can say he's really had a very successful career last year and this year. We've seen what he has won, and that I think he deserves it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I saw him coming back with a three-leg. But it's nice, man. Because if you see him, his performance in the what's it called, the PSG team, he's a great player.
Yeah.
So crowning him and then making up also Morocco what they did on the World Cup, CAF, AFCON. Man, he all round they have a great team. That's what I can say. Because also in the Olympics also. Yeah. Their team had a very kind of good game also. So for me, I'm like, okay, he deserves to have it. But also, I'm like, Salah is good, but you need to find a way to crown him also in a way.
Yeah, Salah, he needs to balance club and
the country. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, African Player of the Year, they're giving to, the name is hard. Gihizine. I don't know, Chebe.
Chebe.
Yeah.
African
also,
female.
That's an African
I don't
female.
even know where that one.
Best goalkeeper, Yassine Boune.
Yeah, Yassine Boune, he deserves it. There's no any discussion.
I
don't think there is any African goalkeeper better than him.
Okay.
So,
also, they gave the best young female player is called Doha El Mari, and then best young player male Ohame Mama. Best coach is of the year it's Bustia, and then team of the year Morocco under 20. So it was, and then the World Cup world team of the year, it was for the Nigeria team, and then the club of the year Palmeiras. FC from Egypt. What's your thoughts there? Do you think now we need to see maybe, because mostly these cups they do go to the northern side of the African. Do you think also the teams like South Africa, Cameroon, Congo, they need to up their game a bit to get to these numbers?
Yeah, because we see like the northern side of Africa and West Africa. I think they have really developed in terms of football. Their facilities are also well. The rest of Africa, like the only side that is really good in football and facilities, when you go down south, the rest, like Central Africa coming to East Africa, we are not really that up there with them. Only like Uganda by there they try.
Okay.
They have been playing under 17 and they have really been performing well. Under 17 World Cup. So I think their leadership, if really they had a really great leadership, they will go places because they have really great players in the national team.
Okay.
Starting from the youth, and you also even see like the under a school championship when you are East African school championship. It's always Uganda and Kenya.
Mostly they are rugby team.
You see. So
Don't play around, man.
yeah, so
Okay.
Ugandans, they are really great.
Mhm.
They just need proper leadership and structures to go further. And Kenya, we know our problem. We are really lacking behind because of a lot of issues that really affect us as a country. It's not like even just for football alone. Sports-wise, we've really been going down.
Okay.
We are really suffering. We just lack proper structures and leadership to put us back into the world
World
map.
map for
Yeah.
the football.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Other side, man, is the Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't know. This season hasn't been mine, but luckily enough, I was scrolling on the group. My man, you're catching also the red arrows.
Yeah.
What happened? At the beginning, you're so good. What happened, man?
Yeah, I think as the time goes by, you find yourself also sometimes you're busy, you don't even check your team.
Okay.
You just find there's a match on Friday. You are not even aware.
Man, those Friday
see.
match
Yeah.
caught me off guard twice.
Yeah.
And the points I got, it was okay. I had nothing there was nothing I could do. It's already happened. I just let
Yeah,
it play.
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like there's a match on Friday night, and in Friday night you are busy doing something else. You don't even unfortunately those Friday night matches, if it's not your team playing, you'll not know.
Yeah.
You'll just assume there is no match today.
Okay.
Only to hear on Saturday there was an early kickoff
on Friday.
on Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, man, this
And
is
then also
yeah.
there are players who are really not giving us the results like they used to do
Okay.
last season. Like someone who has had Salah for almost 3, 4, 5 weeks now. He has given you nothing.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
you hope like this week Salah will give
Will
me
deliver.
something.
Okay.
They go Liverpool lose. What will you get? 0 points or
Okay.
2 points
Okay.
only for playing. You see, every week you are really anticipating for Salah to give you points.
But
You go there, nothing. He delivers nothing, totally nothing.
Okay.
You're giving the benefit of doubt for 2-3 weeks, and
Still
you're
the same
wasting.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see, you'll get yourself. You're moving down the table. I don't know. I'm 90 something at the moment.
I saw you behind me. I was like, yeah, thanks God. There will be no I did thing or you did thing, which is a good thing. And then the unfortunate thing with the national break, always we say there's the injuries.
Yeah.
So as of now, man, it's like a whole squad. If somebody had these players on his team, there's a whole squad made, which all the players got injury. Because somebody like check like team like Liverpool, they do have somebody like an Alisson who's already injured. Come to Arsenal, we have said, but if you have their players. But we have said we don't believe them until we see it, because Gabriel and Caliaforie,
Yeah.
2 defenders, also injury. We have somebody like Aguehi, also we have an injury. Ban has a red. When you come to the midfield, Semenyo, but I saw the links online. I saw Semenyo, I think he got engaged or what. So guys are saying, don't get worried.
Yeah.
It's not an injury. He was out for, maybe it's not an injury as such. So I don't know about that, but hopefully it's not an injury, because for him it's flagged. Kudus, man, also is flagged. We have Enzo from your team flagged also. Palma, it's a long kind of thing also. We don't know for how long.
Yeah.
Still Neto, also he was a good player, but still flagged. Man, also somebody like Gyökeres from Arsenal again. Another injury, but another player injured. So what's your thoughts here? Because I don't know, man. If
I think
from
this
that
season,
list, from that list only, I have 3 players already, because I have Kudus, Semenyo, and I had Ban. So I have Ban, Semenyo, and Kudus. 3 of them. I think I need to do something. Guehi, Semenyo, and Kudus. The 3 of them. I have them on my team. So I don't know. Should you wait and see maybe after a week? Maybe it will be nice, or move them on and get some new players on your team. What's the thought?
I think this is, if they already flagged, I don't know. Maybe this percentage of chances of playing, maybe if 75 you can leave, but if it's 50, I don't think you should leave them there, because if it's 50, maybe you'll start on the bench.
Okay.
And you are not sure if he starts on the bench, he'll come on even to play. And those are minuses on your side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, I think like when we are heading to AFCON also, we are saying like Sunderland will have 7 players going to the AFCON. I
Okay.
don't know how they will survive.
I mean, Sabai, that's
Sure.
a very burden for them.
That's the
whole squad.
Our whole squad. You
Yeah.
see, so and at the moment they have players who are fit. You might take them for a few weeks. When they leave, you are left with 7 players. How will you ship them out also?
Okay.
So now it's just a matter of how to balance your squad. And at the moment, you see like the teams who have players who didn't really go to the international break, they are really few. You're finding like almost every team, there are players who are going to international break, and it's really hard for you to see which one you can trust at the moment. So for you as a manager, you just really need to up your game on how to do it. Unfortunately, the FPL this season, it really started on a very bad note for every manager.
No, but there's some players who have, I think, around 800 points. I'm wondering, how did you get reached there, you know?
I think, man, I sometimes say like we are working against hackers, man. Because how there are players who are playing for Sunderland.
Okay.
You find someone like there is this guy, I don't know, Leefe. This guy, he's not known anywhere.
Okay.
You'll find someone has him, and they're playing against a team like Arsenal. Someone has Leefe, and he will deliver. How?
Okay.
How, man?
Leave alone that. There's a person who had somebody from Burnley.
Yeah.
Is it Champy something? There's a
Yeah.
player who scored. And I'm like, how did these people...
Yeah, how?
He has never been a starter. That's one thing. And then this is the game that somebody triple captained him, and he comes in and get 2 goals and assists. And I'm all like, yo,
Really?
what's happening here? You know?
I sometimes say like we are up against hackers who goes into the the portal and try to manipulate the system.
Okay.
Because there are some names you can never imagine, like they will score goals.
Okay.
But someone who has captained them and they score a goal or 2.
Man, what do you expect for this team like Chelsea now? Checking on the fixtures. Team like Arsenal checking on the fixtures. Man City checking on the fixtures. And also, because I'm checking it out. There's this guy from Manchester United who is now around 400 days without having a haircut.
Yeah.
Guys are saying on the paper, the teams which Manchester United are yet to play and how we have played for the last 5 game weeks,
He will shave.
there's a chance he may get the haircut. What's your thoughts there? Is it possible?
Manu is Manu, my bro.
No, but at least for the last 5 game weeks, we haven't had a very bad beating. All of them are quite 3 wins, 2 draws, which is a good starter.
Yeah, it's a good start, and we are coming from international break, so you really need to check that. That's a very great indicator.
Okay.
So you'll have to check like after 1 week, you'll see how your players will come back and play.
Mm-hmm.
And for us also, Chelsea, we've really had a lot of players going to the international break. Even Caicedo just came back yesterday to the squad. He has not trained with us. So I don't think he will start tomorrow against Burnley. We'll have to start someone like Andre Santos, who didn't really have that much international duties.
Yeah, because for me, I'm always, if I'm investing on a player after an international break, any player who comes from the southern side of America, I never include them on my team because the jet lag, it's mad.
Yeah, they travel for a long time.
Yeah, and then when they come to the team, they have like only 1 day and then they join back to the team. So it's hard to see them play 90 minutes of that kind of a jet lag. So for me, I'm like, yeah, okay.
And then also for team like Chelsea, it's really hard for you to predict our lineups. You might think we'll have Estevão playing since he's on fire. You know, Maresca will put him on bench. He will come in the second half, you see.
Okay.
So it's really hard to also predict Chelsea. I will advise anyone not to bank on Chelsea players because we fans, we also don't have we can't predict our starting lineup.
Okay. But Ghana also, wait. Garnacho has been kind of a good form sometimes.
Yeah.
But still I'm seeing you guys complaining about how his type of play, even though he gives you points, but also still there's these compliments here and there where like, you know what, he's not yet the kid whom he think he is.
Yeah, it's because our manager. Our manager is like, we have more games, and our manager is trying to manage these players. Like if you start on Wednesday, I don't think you'll start on Saturday. That's
Okay.
what Maresca does to these players.
Okay.
So you not see that consistency with Garnacho or any player of Chelsea until you look at the stats. That's when you'll see, this guy has been playing 10, 20 minutes, but when he comes on, he has an impact. He has goals, he has assists. But if we played consistently, like we see with Arsenal, Man City, they play their players consistently. They really don't rotate them that much.
Okay.
You'll see we know Saka will start. We know Haaland will start and he will score.
Okay. But
For us, it's really difficult.
okay.
Yeah.
But if I check on your games to play, you guys do have Burnley this week.
Okay.
After that, you're playing against Arsenal, followed by Leeds, followed by Bournemouth, Everton, Newcastle. Do you think that's a great kind of period to invest on your teams, or it's not that good enough to invest on them? Also, checking also in Arsenal, the same thing. They do play 2 derby, Tottenham and Chelsea. After that, they have Brentford, and then after that, they have Aston Villa, then Wolves, which Everton and Brighton. For me, I'm like, those are not a very kind of good form or kind of a good fixture to invest on teams like that. Is it the same? Are you having the same view, or sometimes in paper it may look like a hard game, but when it comes to one-on-one, it's another story.
Realistically, I'll talk about Chelsea because I know my manager. You've said we'll be playing Burnley next, Leeds, or which?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, the player who plays Burnley this week will not start against Leeds because we know Maresca is a very strong-headed manager.
Okay.
And it will depend with how you perform. That's when you will start. And also, he's really managing the players. He's trying to manage them. He has really great quality players with him.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find like Gittens will come. He'll start this week. And you'll not see him until the next game week, where he'll be coming on maybe the last 30 minutes. In between the week, he will not get any starts. He will not even be subbed on. You see?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens with Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard to predict our lineups. So the only starter in our team is Sanchez.
Okay, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, nobody else.
Okay, when you check to Liverpool, they do have Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Tottenham. Man, but for me, I'm seeing the last 5. They have conceded. They have lost the last 4. Or the last 5 games they've conceded. They've lost 4 of the games. Do you think now moving forward after the international break, maybe it was a wake up call for the slot boys, and you know what? Maybe he may try to do the change, because if you check the guys who they're playing on the international, on their teams, someone like Awitz had a very good kind of game. And every player you have seen from the Liverpool team, when they play on the international game, it's another different player. I don't know what's happened when it comes to when they play against Liverpool, and then the other team also Spurs. As always, I do say, Spurs is a good team. That's confirmed for the first 10 games of the season. After the first 10, that's when the things that go haywire. And then when it comes to this, they've played 11. The next teams which Spurs are going to face, I'm like worried to see, because they're starting with Arsenal, followed by Fulham, followed by Newcastle, followed by Brentford, Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. Do you think now it's time to move out to the likes of Kudus if you had them, and maybe go to another players which do maybe look a bit better?
For Liverpool, I think it's really still early also to predict their players, because their manager is trying also to understand the players they brought in this summer. And for someone like Reeds, I think he'll not be playing this weekend, because I heard he's had a setback, a little setback. We'll see what will develop as we go. So, and they have been really suffering with the performances, because I think it's just the balance in the team. They are really not that much balance, and Slot really needs to do a lot of work to bring in that balance like he had last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's because that season, as many people have said, that season it was not a Slot's team. It was the other guy team,
Klopp,
Klopp
yeah.
team. It wasn't his like the team which he wanted. Now this is the team which has come, and maybe he's having an issue trying to match the new players which he wanted and the players which he found from there.
Yeah, sure. He should be very thankful. Last season, Liverpool didn't support him in the transfer market because I don't think they would have even finished top 5.
Okay.
With if he came in and he brought new players immediately, they would have really suffered. Now they are suffering, but they have a chance to turn this around if he brings in the balance they need. Like in that midfield, I think he needs to really try to find a way how he can use Reeds, because we've seen Reeds is a really great player who really just needs to be used properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. When you check a team like Manchester United, we do play against Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, and Bournemouth. Paper-wise, I think that's kind of very nice stretch of 5 games for us to have the wins, or maybe a draw or here. But what do you think now with what you've seen, the like of Mbeumo? Man, he's been better. Goalkeeper Lassans, he has been a very great player also at that back. Hey, delete. I think he's one of the centre backs which he should be given flowers as early as of now. Because man, what he does in the international and the same thing what he does in the team, it's a very great kind of thing. But also Man City, this guy, the goalkeeper Donnarumma, since he came there, he's been having I think now 4 clean sheets. I think so, if I'm not wrong, which is so good. And then the teams which they're following up with, it's Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, West Ham. Which for me, I'm thinking also investing on a Man City kind of assets. It's not kind of a bad idea, keeping in mind we have seen what they're doing with the players they bring. Because, hey, I saw a game, they just bring this guy, Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Hey, and the kid, he's playing so nice in that kind of game. Yeah. Doku, he has been reawakened. Foden, the same thing, he has been reawakened. This guy, Savinho also, when he comes to the team, it's a different kind of team you don't want to play against, You
see, Pep last season he suffered because he had some injuries and there were some players shifts, and we've seen how he really tried. We've seen he's trying to get that balance this season. He still has the same players. He really didn't add a lot of players this season, so he's trying to get that balance between them. And Marmoush, we've not even seen the best of Marmoush but last season.
Yeah, I saw. Did you see the goal which is scored? England, Egypt were playing. It was a very kind of great goal,
Yeah.
From that angle also, he's a good player.
So you see, Man City, for the league leaders, Arsenal, they really need to be worried about them because they are getting that form. And we know when City sniffs the title like this, my friend, they will not leave it.
It's hard for them to leave it gone. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And for Man U, you say you're playing Everton, Crystal Palace, and your next 5 matches Everton, Crystal Palace. I think these are the teams you really need to win because they have been giving you problems in the past.
Okay.
Like Crystal Palace, you've not won against Crystal Palace in 3 years.
Okay.
3 or 4 years.
Them and Brighton, those 2 teams had been a pain to us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Everton, I think you can win.
Okay.
But Crystal Palace, there, I don't see that much. Because Oliver Glasner, man.
What about West Ham and Wolves?
Yeah, West Ham also, they have been really a big pain in your ass lately also. Because if I'm not wrong, you've won only once in the last 5 meetings against West Ham.
Okay.
And now they have Nuno Espirito, and you know what?
Hey,
that
low
guy
block
does.
for this guy.
Yeah. So it will be really, it won't be really easy. It will now. Your players are going to be tested on how well prepared they are for coming up and coming back, as you call it.
Okay. So, but when you come to the assets, what do you think when you come to the keeper? As you check for the games which are around to be played, who do you think is the best player? Because for me, there's this guy Rofus from Burnley, and there's this other goalkeeper from Sunderland also. Those 2 goalkeepers for me, I think if I have a chance, I can invest in them. Okay, Burnley, they don't concede that much goal, but it's okay. And then the same thing. Also, Newcastle, they have a very good player, Nick Pope. Also, they're not that bad in conceding goals, but also good. Arsenal, I don't know, man. Because for them, it was hard for them to concede goals. But I don't know, once they concede goals, for how long will they not try? For how long will they hold back without conceding goals or keeping a clean sheet? That's the other issue. And then their players, if their key players, somebody like Gabriel is one of their key players. So if he's get injured, for me, I'm like, do we start looking outside for that team and maybe think for another defensive wise and keep wise? Do you think we move to a different team, even though the range to get the other players, it's kind of high price to pay?
Yeah, and this season, okay, they really tried. They kept clean sheets in like 8 or 10 games. You see,
Okay.
and it's not an easy feat. They really did a commendable job. Unfortunately, in the PL, keeping clean sheets is not that easy. Even if you have the best defense, you not keep clean sheet in every match every week. You'll really have to be something special to do that. And for that, Arsenal they really tried. They were really great. And when they conceded the 2 goals, the whole world were really happy because we were really getting boring. These people don't concede goals.
Okay.
They're just winning. Okay, you win. You don't even concede. How? Are you robots or what?
Okay.
So it was really great. They Sunderland reminded us that Arsenal defense is just made up of human, and humans can cause
Do
some errors.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they get a team that's really great in attacking, they will concede goals for sure.
Okay.
And at the moment when they have injuries in their back four, you really need to check out if their backup are really they up to the game.
Hey, Masquera, that's
Yeah.
one of the player.
Yeah. So it will be really testing for a manager to check out how they'll perform. Like against Spa, we'll see how they'll perform against Spa, and that will really give you the image or the picture if you can continue with the backups or you can try to shift them. And for the goalkeeper, you see, like, yeah, anyone who had Raya for the last about 10 weeks, he really ate well because he kept all those clean sheet. Unfortunately, against Sunderland, there is nothing you got.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and for the other goalkeepers, like you've said, this Sunderland goalkeeper is really great, and this Brentford goalkeeper also. And then we have Nick Pope. We also have Vicario. Vicario has really tried also. You see, like Spurs haven't lost away much in this season.
Okay.
They have won all their away matches this season.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, when they go back to their home is when they lose. They are the most unpredictable team
Okay.
you'll ever meet. They might win 10 games and then lose the most important one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you come to the defense, Senesi, Guehi, Tokoski, Pedro Porro, what's your thoughts there? Do you think now we may remove maybe a better player, somebody like a Ban who had him and then he has an injury, bring somebody like a Nicorelli? Or do you think maybe now, because if Caliaforie and Gabriel out, now you consider somebody like a Timber as a must starter for your team? What's your thoughts? And then checking Manchester United play team, we don't play that good, but so our defense, in a way, if they play somebody like Odogu as how he's playing as a wing back, we see him. There's a way which he can get more players. Do you think now may start consider those goals? Because also somebody you may check on your team, somebody like Gusto. He doesn't play like a defender. He plays like a wing back or I don't know,
A midfielder.
a midfielder sometimes, you know. So do you think maybe you might not try and consider going to those players who they play in roles which it's easy for them to get an assist on the rest?
Yeah, sure. And really great shout to also Timber. He's really been great this season. Now it's time for him to step up in the absence of his fellow defenders who have been really helpful. And for a team like Chelsea, like you said, for Gusto, unfortunately, I won't advise anyone to go for Chelsea players.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm really insisting because you'll find Gusto. Gusto has played in the national game. The last 2 games they played, he played full matches. And when he comes back, Maresca will try to manage him. Also, like someone like James. So I think when we come back, we'll see like Gusto for 45 minutes and then James for 45 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
So you'll be gambling within these 2 players. Who will you pick? Unfortunately, you might pick the wrong one, and that's 0 points for you.
Okay.
So someone should just, if you're a manager, really, you have to check on another team. Like now, the person who really used to give us points, Aina, man, we missed that.
Hey, Nottingham Forest. Yeah. Hey, they have been conceding goal.
I miss Aina, man.
Hey.
He really used to save my points. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
These injuries, really, they are really not really good.
Okay, fine. Midfield wise, hey, I've seen what Casemiro is doing. Hey, that guy. Do you think now he's a person to keep, or what's your? Because now he's getting the assists, he's getting the bonuses, he's getting the goals. Also in the international, the same thing. Do you think now Casemiro has a chance to be in people's team, or it's that we call it Kamea once in a while thing?
No, Casemiro is really a quality player, and if you lack options, he can be your what we call it
Differential?
Yeah, he can be your differential at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen also the two players, Caicedo and Declan Rice. Those two, they're not attacking players, but the points which they have in FPL,
yeah.
I'm wondering how comes these two should they be considered also as differential or keep them and play with them as your main player teams?
Yeah, like I said, also you see Rice and Caicedo, they are really complementing each other very nice. Like even in the online debates we have, it's always Rice versus Caicedo. Everyone is the debate is who is the best player at the moment, who is the best midfielder. So for Caicedo this season, we can see he has really stepped up his performances with the assists and goals. And this is something we really didn't see in the previous seasons. So if you can have someone like Caicedo, but at the coming from the international break, where he has been playing for, he just played and then he boarded the plane and came back. I don't think you should have Caicedo because he won't start, or even if he start, he won't play the full match.
Okay.
And that will be a negative on your side because he really don't score that much and he don't assist that much. He can be helpful for you if he stays on the field for the full 90 minutes.
Okay.
Where he can give you a clean sheet and all those points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Bruno, I've seen him on the international and you have seen him last for 5 game weeks, which you have played. Yeah. Do you think now, because previously I think one of you also had somebody, maybe players like Bruno Fernandes, but also I'm seeing an option where I'm thinking also if you don't go for Bruno, you may see also somebody like Mbeumo before he goes to the AFCON. I think also those two players from Manchester United are good to invest and have them on the team. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, Bruno is we've seen previously, and unfortunately this season he's really not lived up to what we expect of him as a player. But from Manchester United, you can take Bruno because for Mbeumo, he'll be here for almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then he goes back to AFCON. So you'll have wasted your funds buying a player who will just give you 2-3 points, 2-3 weeks of points, or maybe he won't also give you because it's not really that clutch. Those points will not really just come like that easily. You see,
okay.
Yeah. And for Bruno, you can have Bruno as a differential because this season also he has not really been that well. We know his capacity, and gauging with this season, he is not lived up to his capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about somebody like this guy from Saka, from Arsenal, and also there's this guy from Czechia, from Man City. Last game week before we went to the international, guys said because he played the other games, we don't expect Pep to start him, and then Pep start him, and you saw what happened. Do you think now Czechia is a player to watch on the West list, or you can put as your differential also?
For Czechia, you can give him your differential because also Pep is unpredictable sometimes. You might think a player has cemented this position in the team, and then you find 2-3 game weeks the player starts from the bench, and you have him in your team. You have him in your team this week. You say, okay, this week you only started on the bench. You try next week, same thing. You see, so you really need to be careful also with Pep because rotation, he really rotates a lot. The only players we can be sure of are Arsenal players because they don't really rotate that much.
Okay.
For Saka, he's really a great addition to your team. If you can have him,
the price is it 10 point? I saw 10.8, 10 points.
Yeah, he's really expensive, and he won't give you that he might give you assist, he might not give you a goal, but there is that his impact in the match. He'll give you points.
Okay, fine. Finishing off on the strikers. If you don't have Haaland, I'm sure in this FPL for now, it's going bad for you.
Yeah, sure.
Because he's one of the guys who made Norway to be back after kind of a long while before they be on the World Cup. So seeing him making him and Odegaard, they have made they are the best. They have the best stats. The people with the highest goal and people with the highest assist. It's him and Odegaard. So it's a good thing. So if you don't have Haaland on your team, and I'm thinking it's hard for you not to have him.
Hard.
Okay, and then the other person is Thiago also. This guy, he's I don't know. How can I say it?
Unpredictable.
Because the time which I am 100% sure I'll get goals from him,
He never did.
I never give anything. And then the team, they meet a very hard team, which you never expect him to have, and then he scored like 2 goals, and you're like, why did not have this guy? And then also guy Mateta, also he played on the international, better player always whenever he's the team. But sometimes he was like on a stretch of like the time which you guys bantered me on this.
Yeah.
He was on my team for long. The day we just send him out, he got a hat-trick. And I was like, yo, what to do with these players,
Yeah, that's the beauty of the EPL.
Okay.
You cannot predict anything. You just choose the team based on their performances and pray for results.
Because it's hard, sometimes.
Yeah, it's challenging, man.
Okay.
You have to be really, you have to put in all your work, your mind. You have to be there. You just don't have to. This is not guesswork.
Man, sometimes I play players with guesswork and they give me points, But, and even I'm thinking, I think this is the right place to. This is the right idea to do. Don't over focus on any player. Just throw players in and there. Maybe you may get some better points. That's I think that's the move I'll go, because every time I put my mind there, 23 points clean. What's happening?
Yeah, that's it. FPL is really not for the weak people.
Okay.
You really have to be strong. You'll get 60, 90 points this game week, and then you go to 3 consecutive game weeks, you're getting 20 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I check online also the stats, the players which do have predicted to have many points, they're giving somebody like a Salah, they're giving somebody like a Saka. For Haaland, they're giving him Bruno Fernandes, Mbuemo, and Semenyo. Among those, do you think maybe there's some players also, they're not giving that much thought of it, but people should maybe try to give a look on them than the others?
When the league started, everyone bought João Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah, João Pedro was scoring about every game week, about 3 weeks. You see,
Hey man, he
And
went
then
like 4 game weeks
from
nothing.
nowhere he went nothing. You
Yeah.
see, that's the only big issue with these players at the moment. I think someone might argue like, he didn't have a creator in Palma, but you don't have to go on a blank like that, on a long blank, just because you're waiting for someone to feed you.
Okay.
We've seen he's not really a striker. He plays like a false striker. He likes going deeper, getting the ball and coming with it. But when Delap got injured, he was our target man. And
Okay.
you see, that target man role is not that easy.
Okay.
It really needs someone like a poacher, like Haaland. Someone when the ball falls on his feet, it's a goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Games of the weekend. This fixture, early kickoff, Burnley versus Chelsea. What's your thoughts there?
Burnley versus Chelsea, this is an early kickoff. That's really, we might get a draw if it's really a great match, because we really struggle against Burnley.
Okay.
And it's away at Turf Moor Stadium.
Mhm.
I don't see anything really positive about that match. We might lose, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not confident with that match.
Bournemouth against West Ham. For me, I'm thinking Bournemouth. Hey, I think it's they have not been on that. And there's a game which they were beaten like 4 goals or 5. Something this is a wake up call for them against West Ham. Which for me, I'm thinking instead a draw or a win for Bournemouth, or you never know. Sometimes West Ham, there's a game in which they beat people and I was like, yo, 3-2. It was, they ended up, I think 3-2. I'm like, yo, I didn't expect you guys to. So, but for me, I'm thinking Bournemouth a win or maybe a draw for that game.
Yeah, West Ham, they are trying to come back, I think. It will really be a great game.
Okay.
But Bournemouth, if they just sort out little bit misunderstandings or whatever they have, because they have really been performing well. And it's only about 1 week ago that they got the worst results. But we see what they do. They have really great players. I think Bournemouth will win.
Okay. Brighton, Brentford. Hey, this is a hard game.
That's really a hard game.
Maybe a draw, I don't know. But that's a hard game,
That's
man.
really hard. This will be a very physical and entertaining game.
Okay.
It's away. Brighton are away.
Yeah, Brighton are away. No, Brighton home.
Brighton home.
Yeah.
I think they win. They might win.
Okay.
But it won't be an easy win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fulham, Sunderland. Also, this is a very good game.
Fulham Sunderland, this really great game
Yeah.
also.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I don't know that call it off. And then there's a very good game. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. These two teams, they have a beef to carry. For this last season, they had a beef. This season, hopefully the beef will continue, because the other time Liverpool, it's the one who won them. And then Nottingham Forest came and beat them again. So I want to see how this. But Nottingham Forest form has not been that good. So,
Yeah.
but also Liverpool for the first 5 games. This last 5 games, their form also it's been terrible. So, but also when it's in Anfield, hopefully things may be a turn up of events for them. So hopefully a win for Liverpool, but also them against Nottingham Forest is it's always a great game to watch, because you never know it's an unpredictable game to watch.
Yeah. There, I think Liverpool should win, because
Okay.
Nottingham Forest, they have been struggling also.
Yeah.
They have injuries. They have players missing out. You see. So I think Liverpool will win that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wolves, Crystal Palace. I think it's an
Crystal Palace
easy win
is,
for Crystal Palace,
yeah.
yeah. Newcastle versus Man City.
That's really hard also.
But the Newcastle team, I don't know. There's something missing in them. I don't know what's that, but something you can see there's something missing in them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me because of only one player, Isak, the team can play funny. I don't know. There's just something not clicking. This Walter guy, he's good, but his performance is only good while he scores. If he doesn't score, you don't see him the whole 90 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's wrong with the Newcastle team, but I think they need to feed somebody on their midfield or a one winger to help the Walter guy. But if they play the way they're playing, I don't see them lasting for long in a long kind of stretch of games.
I think Man City will win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leeds Aston Villa.
Leeds Aston Villa. This Aston Villa will win.
Okay, and then the big game on the weekend. We have on Sunday 2 games, big games. Arsenal versus Spurs. This is a London derby. Spurs have been Spurs. Arsenal being Arsenal,
Yeah.
I don't know. And you have said the Spurs team has been having a very great kind of
Yeah, they have a
season.
great away.
Well, they play away.
Yeah.
So I've said I always I did say whenever I say Arsenal will be beaten, things go opposite of what I've been. So I'm continuing with the same thing. This week Arsenal will win.
That's a London derby, and Arsenal will be coming with that. They have that pain. They were hurt by Bournemouth.
No, Sunderland.
Sunderland.
Okay.
Sorry. So they'll be coming back with that pain, and the way they dominate against Spurs, they will really want to have a very resounding win. So we'll get a really great game. And Thomas Frank, he's been Brentford manager. He really hurt Arsenal for some time back. So maybe he can use his tactics with Spurs, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
it
and
will
then-
really it will be really a great game.
Okay, man. For me, I'm thinking. I just want this noise which you're having. Oh, you're having clean sheet and what. That's the only thing I don't want to hear. So whichever teams which gonna remove that noise from us, man, I'm supporting it all day. If even if it's a team against which is my enemy, I mean for only the noise, I'll just go for the opposite team against Spurs. And then big game of the weekend, also finishing it off, is Manchester United play against Everton. While we have having a very kind of great season while we're playing at home, it's either a draw or a win. When we haven't been that since Lassens came on the goalkeeper, I haven't seen us struggling when we play at home. But away games haven't been that nice for us. But I'm thinking also, but Everton always it's always a very hard game for us as Manchester United playing against Everton. So, but I'm hoping we may try maybe get a win, because on paper it looks like an easy game.
Yeah.
So then when I also as we went off, I saw Morin coming up and saying he's not fancying how Ugarte plays, which for me I think it was an issue which I've been raising it all day, every day. all day. So if he's gonna make that thing and then maybe get better of these players, I'm seeing a very great, hopefully, kind of players to play for Manchester United.
Yeah, and Everton, you see like Grealish, we have Dewsbury Hall. These players moved to Everton and they're really getting great points. And we really forgot to mention them in the FPL.
Okay.
Because they are really great players. Like Grealish, I think he gets an assist or a goal every week. And Dewsbury Hall also, he's really been performing well.
Okay.
So it's not a team you underrate when they're coming to Old Trafford. They have been really playing very well, and they are also their striker DI. Yeah.
Okay.
So it will be really a tough game for you people.
Okay.
If you don't watch out, they might hurt you.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. If you come to the captain of the week, who do you think is the best player to have?
Captain, I think Haaland, bro. Yeah,
For me,
there's no one.
I said I'm not the other week before I went to the international, you guys bantered me. I'm having him and then he loses a penalty, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still keeping him. That's my thing, because hey, I've seen how he's scoring goals. It's a cool game to see how he's doing it. So for me, I don't want to think it out. Just keep Haaland in there, let him play whatever he goes and play, and I'm good to go, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make many changes, and then still I'm getting the same point. So keep Amban there, let him go, and then let's see what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, Haaland for captain, that's the only ideal choice you have at the moment until you see how the other players will be performing, and let's see.
Be nice, man. Having you hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully Sunday, the Arsenal game. If things goes well,
Yeah.
maybe we may try to see it off. Maybe a head watch. Get Spurs to have a win. And man, great to have you. And then great to have the guys who had them. Someone like Amusesi on the road. Somebody like Sambo on the road. Hey, it was nice to have the outside the studio kind of vibe. It's nice.
Yeah.
Once in a while, go out, hear what the people have to say.
Sure.
Nice. Big thanks to the guys who always like, subscribe, tell a friend, the Triple Cup podcast, and each and every social media platform. And then it's been nice, man. Like Mike, man, like Dawuud.
Okay.
Till next week, it's been nice. Adios. Be out.
Adios.